I'm having hallucinations about Black Friday. Welcome to this Christmas special episode of Reason Together, the podcast for Christians who think about stuff. This is not a regular episode, in case you're wondering, folks. Yeah, we don't really have any plans to go over any listener questions today. This is more of just a fun, lighthearted, short episode. Might be the first of its kind in our log of episodes. But I'm here as always with my good friend Daniel. How are you this morning?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you.
Good. I was gonna ask you, before we have a couple things planned for this today, and I wanted to ask you first in regards to Christmas. We'll just get right into it this morning.
Okay.
Do you have any Christmas traditions in your family?
We do, and probably they some of them center right around Christmas morning, when we get up kind of early in the morning and to sort of have a series of things that we go through, and one of them is that we'll all have a candle, and the first person will light a candle and will say something that he's thankful for in that year, a blessing that he's thankful for, and then he'll light the next person's candle and they'll say something, and then the next person will light the next person's candle until we've gone around the circle and everyone's candle is lighted and we've said some one or two or three things that we're thankful for in the year. So that's a neat part. Of course, reading the Christmas story and eating cinnamon rolls and all that stuff like that. But that's a neat part of it.
Yeah, that's a neat one. The candle thing. That's a neat idea.
Yeah. Yep. So how about you? Christmas tradition?
Similar to you, we read the Christmas story in the morning on Christmas. The first one that came to mind, I guess, is somewhat, I don't know if you'd call it silly, but I mean, like most people, we do give gifts to each other on Christmas morning. However, there's something we have to do before that. Of course, we read the Christmas story, but this tradition comes directly from my father-in-law, who you know, and you'll chuckle because this is so him. But if there's ever a time for the man of the house to find things to do, it's Christmas morning, just before everyone is looking at the presents under the tree. And it's almost like an intentional lesson in patience. That's what it is. So, I'll find things to do. It's a great time to, shave or, mull around and figure out what's on my to-do list that's left over from the week that I didn't get to. And
left over from the last 12 months.
Right. From the last 12 months, even better. Yes. But that is kind of a Christmas tradition. And it gets kind of funny as the longer it goes on, because everyone knows what you're doing. They know you're kind of stalling, but it's an intentional lesson in patience. So that is a Christmas tradition that we have.
That's funny. I can see that turning rough in your household here in the coming years, because with multiple people training in jiu-jitsu, they might just come in there and get you into a chokehold and drag you into the room. We're going to open presents. Okay, let me. Are you an eggnog guy?
I used to be. It's the whole sugar thing now. I don't really want to have sugar. So if we do make eggnog, Rosa makes like a sugar-free type eggnog. She makes it at home with like natural sweeteners and stuff like that. So which as close as you can get, with a non-sugar thing to the real thing, it's still never the real thing. So. Yeah.
But I mean, you would acknowledge the value of eggnog, like that it's not on par with, say, like fruitcake. Eggnog actually tastes good.
Correct. But I was I paused for a moment because the way that you said it sounded so earnest and so serious. You would acknowledge the value of eggnog.
That's right. Oh man, we said that we weren't going to get serious or heavy here.
I know, it sounded so earnest.
We're not talking about
eggnog. I mean, it's got to be in the Hebrew somewhere that you're supposed to have eggnog.
And
somewhere in the
eggnog. That might
Greek,
be a Hebrew
maybe.
word.
Man, what is a nog?
I know. The closest thing I can think of is a noggin. So like your egg noggin, like some big headed guy thought, hey, let's mix egg and milk and sugar and all that and then drink it. Okay, I don't know. And they're
Wow.
like, you
Okay.
egghead, what are you doing? I'll call it eggnog. And I don't know. We have to
Although
look up the history. What?
it may be, I think the original eggnog might have been alcoholic, right?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
true? Or do people just spike their eggnog on Christmas?
I do not know.
Hmm. Okay.
That's yeah. Okay. Now, in one thing to say, I'm sure there is a fruitcake out there, and I think I've had it that tastes
Mhm.
good. But the stereotype is that it's a brick.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite Christmas carol or song?
Hark the Herald Angels Sing, hands down.
Yeah. Why?
That is the most rich Christmas song in existence, in my opinion. Every
Mm-hmm.
phrase, it seems, of that hymn, you can draw back to some scriptural theological concept. I mean, just
Mm-hmm.
take some time
Mm-hmm.
sometimes to just
Mm-hmm.
read through every phrase of that
Yes.
song. It's so doctrinally rich. That's
Yes.
Hark the Herald Angels Sing is my
That
favorite Christmas
that is a
song.
very good one.
Certainly, nothing compares to it that the world can make. I was at the surgical center earlier this week, and they were playing Christmas music in the surgical suite, and it's all the world's Christmas music, and this one song that grates on me, you can't get away from it. It sticks in your head, and it
Mm-hmm.
like starts to melt your brain like some sort of cancerous thing. It's that it's simply having a wonderful Christmas time. You've probably heard this
Yeah.
if you've been
Yep.
shopping around Christmas time. It's like they didn't know what to sing next, so they just made something up and
They
threw
just
that
kept
out
saying a
there.
wonderful
Yeah,
Christmas
just
time.
saying that over and over again, and they were almost mocking me because I would look at them and I'd say, "Worst Christmas song ever, worst Christmas song ever," and they'd start laughing at me because it was playing on the radio. But
All
anyway,
right. Homemade
how,
or store-bought ornaments?
well, I didn't get to ask you what your favorite Christmas song is.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wow, that might be tough. I would have to agree with you that song is very good that you mentioned. I also like the
Hark the Herald Angels Sing.
structure. Yes, I like
Yeah.
the structure of angels from the realms of glory. Meaning by that, the
Oh yeah.
textual, angels from the realms of glory, and then sages leave your contemplations, shepherds, in the field. I think if I remember, anyway, it's talking about different groups of people
Mm-hmm.
as it goes through. So that's neat. I like the background story to "I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day." Do you know that?
Yeah, I
Henry
know this one.
Wadsworth Longfellow, and some difficulties he went through in life, not the
I
least
know
of
the
which was.
song. I don't know the background, but
Okay. Well, and I don't know the exact timeline, but he had his son apparently joined the Union Army and left without him knowing, or something like that. But
hmm.
but also then they were part of an accidental fire in which he was burned. But worse yet, his wife passed away. His wife perished, and you see that despair brought out in the song. That as he heard the bells ring on Christmas Day, and in despair I
Wow.
bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said, for hate is strong and mocks the song, or something like that. And then, but you see how he comes through on the fourth verse. Then pealed the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor doth he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail. With peace on earth, goodwill toward men.
Hmm.
And of course, you have to define peace, right, and how you get peace. But I mean
Right.
that it's a similar to. Um, it as well, in that it's
Yeah.
born out of a tragedy. And so those are some neat songs. What's the there's a song, song in the air, there's a star in the sky, there's shepherds eat prayer and the baby's
Yeah.
low cry, and the star rains its fire while the beautiful sing, for the manger of Bethlehem cradles the king. I enjoy that one as well.
Hmm.
So, all right, homemade or wait, no, wait, maybe I skipped one here. Homemade or store-bought ornaments?
Hmm.
Do you like that
I,
kind of crafty, made it myself kind of thing,
yeah.
or just right from the store? Made?
Surprisingly, we don't get into that a lot.
Really?
Making them ourselves.
Yeah.
Which I say is surprising because I make a lot of my own stuff, but that
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
we don't
expected you
really
to have
make.
like a handcrafted tree and make stuff. Hey, there you
Yeah,
go.
I'm wearing my make stuff hoodie. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, we don't get into that a lot. My mother has a tradition of every year buying us a family Christmas ornament. One of those kinds where there's like because we have four people in our family, there's like four bears or four whatever things on
Okay.
there,
Okay.
driving a car or skiing or whatever, and it just has our names and then the year.
Okay.
But we have a few homemade Christmas ornaments on our tree, but
Hmm.
not a ton.
Yeah, I agree. I like I like store bought ones just in that you can buy a unique something that's made. Um, yeah, my growing up, my mom would try to buy an ornament every year that sort of touched on something that you did that year. So one year
Okay.
as I don't know, I was probably, I'm going to guess in the 12-ish range, 10, 11, 12, something like 13. I had been wandering out in the field across from our house. We lived out in the country, and I happened upon a fawn right there in the grass. It
Hmm.
was pretty neat. So I took some pictures, I believe, but she bought me a Christmas ornament of a fawn. And another year I raised sheep for 4-H or something, and so she bought me a lamb ornament, and just different something that kind of
Mhm.
uh, memorialized something that happened that year. And
Right.
so that's kind of neat. We have some of those that from my childhood, even that we still hang on the tree now. We haven't kept up that tradition of buying those kind of ornaments, but
Yeah.
nonetheless, to say they're store or they're store bought anyway. So. Um,
Okay.
all right, let's see. You kind of talked about how, when, and how you exchange and open presents.
Hmm.
That would be after uh, a, a, an intentionally long delay
Yes. After breakfast,
on
after
Christmas
reading the
morning.
Christmas story, and after an
Yes.
intentionally long delay.
Okay. Okay. Um, and let's see, real tree or fake?
Uh, Real. In recent years.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
The reason why, or just it's more convenient? It's
because
certainly not
we
more
wanted.
convenient.
It's not more convenient. No.
That's
No. We wanted kind of to make the memories of going out and finding one and cutting it down ourselves.
yes. Hmm.
Uh, so we do that now every year where we go and hunt one down and cut it and drag it home and haul it in and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. 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 Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You?
We are fake tree people.
Ah.
Yep, certainly. And in fact, if we could get it pre-lit fake, that's even better. If I don't have to string the lights on it, that's great. Um,
Probably not a ton of Christmas tree farms by you, is there?
oh boy, I suppose not a ton. I don't know where it'd be, tell you the truth.
Hmm.
But we have what I do like in our home. We have 9-9 ceilings, 9 foot 9 inch ceilings on the main level.
Right.
So you got a nice tall tree, but it's not very
Ah.
fat. It's kind of a tall, slender tree, and pull it up every year from the basement, put it together,
Don't have to
find
worry
one
about
more strand of
squirrels.
lights that don't light. No, yeah, no
Yeah.
squirrels.
No
Um,
squirrels in it.
okay, what would the perfect Christmas dinner menu include?
Oh, usually, boy, yeah. Usually every year we make a ham. Rose will
Hmm.
make a ham. I'd say that's kind of the staple of Christmas dinner here.
Okay,
Um,
the ham.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Any side dishes that kind of really make the
Well,
meal, or no? As long as
she
there's ham.
usually makes mashed potatoes and corn and you know
Nice. Hmm.
kind of your staple type things, but
Yep.
the
Yep.
ham is kind of central.
Yeah, I would have to say for Christmas, I don't know that I focus so much on the menu for Christmas as I do for Thanksgiving. Um,
Right.
and so Thanksgiving, you're talking the turkey and maybe some ham.
Yeah.
I do like ham, but go ahead. You had another
I'm
thought.
not really. I was gonna say I'm not really too picky with it. I mean, Christmas
Yeah,
dinner's nice, but to me, that's just not the big part of the day. So I don't think a whole lot about it. But there's
yeah,
I don't know if you're familiar with this. Growing up in Jersey, there's this weird Christmas tradition a lot of people have of getting Chinese food on Christmas.
really.
Yeah, have you heard of this?
No. No,
No,
I mean
and
it's funny because my parents actually do that on Christmas Eve, but not. I don't think for any Jersey
yeah.
reason.
Well, it has a lot to
On
do
Christmas
with
Day.
on Christmas Day, yes, and it has a
Huh.
lot to do with the presence of a lot of Jewish people in New Jersey. It's a big Jewish population,
Okay.
and they don't celebrate Christmas. So on Christmas Day, it's just like another day to them. A lot of times,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, some will celebrate Christmas to an extent, but not for Christian reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll go out to eat, and the only places that'll be open a lot of times on Christmas is Chinese food places because they don't really celebrate Christmas either. A lot of them. So it kind of worked out that it became a tradition that people eat Chinese food on Christmas. So
How about that?
we've done that. We didn't do that every year growing up, but I remember
Yeah.
certain years it seems that we did that. Getting Christmas food or Chinese food on Christmas, but
Now,
a lot of
silly
times we would
question
just
here.
go to
Yeah. Do you have
relatives'
to
house.
go out to get it, or do you order it in? I mean, do you go out and like order it in and bring it home and kind of have your little like Chinese feast, or do you go out to eat?
Honestly, I can't remember how we did it growing up. Like I said, a lot of the Christmases we had, we went over relatives' houses. But I know in recent years, my parents have done that, getting Chinese food. I think they go out to get it, but
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
I like the well, going back to Thanksgiving for just a second, the sweet potato casserole with the brown sugar in it. Oh man,
Oh yeah,
that
yeah,
is good. Now we
that
have
is good.
some very mixed feelings in our home about green bean casserole.
Uh,
Do you know green bean casserole? It's got cream
I
of
am
mushroom
familiar with
soup.
it.
It's got
Yes.
the onions on top.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I like that, and some others certainly don't like that.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan.
Okay,
No.
all right. Let's see here. When do you start listening to Christmas music?
Oh, it's already done. It's already been going on in
Okay,
our house.
when? From when?
Let's see.
Thanksgiving,
Probably as soon as we got the Christmas
VBS.
tree.
Okay.
No, which this year, VBS. This year we got our Christmas tree early, like right after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Like it wasn't even December yet, and we got our Christmas tree, which that's rare. Usually we're kind of second week of December type people for the Christmas tree. But
Okay.
usually, as soon as the tree is in, there'll be some Christmas music playing in the house.
Yep. Okay. Very
Yeah.
good. Um, it wouldn't be Christmas without blank.
Um, Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of a rather witty or silly answer, but truth be told, my mind first went to my wife and kids. Um,
Okay.
yeah, so I have to give the earnest answer here.
Okay. Wife and kids.
Yeah, my wife and kids.
All right.
What about you?
Well, without Jesus. I had that. That's the spiritual answer.
Oh,
I know. I know.
okay,
And
okay.
and honestly, I was expecting it to come out of your mouth. I just kind of expect maybe you to say, well, obviously Christmas isn't Christmas without Jesus. Um, but really, I guess, yeah, it's,
You're
I
gonna
guess
be
the
you're gonna
fame,
be one of those guys, right?
one of those
The
guys. Yeah.
the oversaved, right?
Yeah.
One of the oversaved.
The human polish the apple. Let's see here. Yeah. Well, I'm a pretty, low key guy. So it seems like a lot could go. Like, oh, we can't have a tree this year. Okay. Oh, we're not doing gifts this year. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't know at what point, but I mean, obviously it's great to have the family there, particularly to have the family there and to have gifts for them.
Yeah,
I can understand. I remember a man when I was young and in Awanas, a man saying something like, I don't need Christmas gifts. I just like my kids to have them or something like that. Well, I can
yeah,
understand that now,
yeah.
when
I
you get
get
to
that.
as an adult,
Yeah,
I'm terrible to buy for, I think, because they're like, what do you want for Christmas? I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know. And all my toys are expensive, I suppose,
yeah.
um, and so, what $3 item do you want?
Right. No,
I'm not real
I'm the
good at
same
that.
way.
So, but to know that they get something and they're happy, that's enjoyable.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I'm a little bit of a Scrooge, I guess, with Christmas presents and stuff like that. I love to once I get in the mode of buying for my wife and kids, I really do enjoy it.
Oh
But
yeah.
it is an inconvenience for people to buy gifts. Um,
Hmm.
I would rather not get anything myself a lot of times. I don't really care. I don't care if and people could give me nothing on Christmas and I'd be just fine. But I'm kind of a Scrooge. To me, the whole Christmas giving thing, the gift giving thing, it almost, I don't know. I hate going out to stores and seeing the crazed look on people's faces this time of year.
Yeah, yeah.
People just get nuts. They get nuts.
Because
And the greed
they're
of
so
it bothers
pressured.
me.
They're so pressured by the tradition of it to have to buy something, and it's just
Right. Yeah, I just don't care for that. I'd be happy if the whole Christmas gift thing was gone, because it's kind of an inconvenience, and it going out to the stores just kind of makes you sick sometimes. So
okay. This is the really important question right here, though.
okay.
Christmas lights, white or colored?
Whichever is easiest to get at the moment.
Whichever's on sale.
Right.
And
The ones we have, on our
yeah,
Christmas tree, they're the
that work.
larger bulb ones.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Okay.
don't really like them. I like the smaller bulb ones.
Yeah.
And these are white, which I would have been fine with color ones. But when I went to buy them years ago, the big ones were the only one available. I'm like, yeah, okay, fine, whatever. Put them in the cart.
Now you're stuck with them for 20 years.
Right. So,
Yeah, that's funny.
yeah.
How about those new LED bulbs? Like seeing like 3/4 of a mile away. You're like, hey, I think there's a house over there that must have Christmas lights on it because of like
Yeah.
the
You could
sky.
land a plane there.
Yeah. Oh goodness. I think if I had to choose between one or the other, I would say colored. A nice,
Okay.
bright colored one. But I do
Yeah.
like white lights too. We were thinking about. I thought, I don't want to put lights on my house until I can do it right.
Right.
I want to outline the house. I want it to look nice. We thought icicle lights would look nice. Somebody gave us some lights, and we thought, okay, so maybe when we were getting close to being able to do it, and then we got to actually thinking about it. Okay, what is this going to take to outline our house? Well, we have like probably a 25 to 30 foot peak,
Mm-hmm.
um, and there's no way. I mean, every year getting up to that peak to put lights on, and I'm not going to leave them up all year round.
Oh, that was my next question, would you be
No,
that guy?
no, I wouldn't be that guy. And
I would be.
well, I might be the guy, and I wouldn't be happy with that.
Yeah.
And then I'm not
Yeah.
going to get
I
out
would
on
be
the.
that guy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not going to
I'm
get
not
out on
getting
the
up on the ladder
612
again.
picture of. Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just said, never mind, we're not doing lights. So a little Grinchy there, maybe, but okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. What is your favorite Christmas treat?
Christmas treat?
Treat. Mm-hmm.
Treat. Oh, it used to be, and I'm going to have to go with kind of past tense here, because it's changed with the whole no sugar thing. It used to be
Mm-hmm.
these peanut butter ball things that my wife would make. It's
Oh yes.
basically some people call them Buckeyes.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the way they're made. They're peanut butter coated in chocolate, and there's usually
Right.
like a little spot of peanut butter that you see on one side because it was face down on the tray, so it looks
Mm-hmm.
like a little eye. So
Mm-hmm.
people call them Buckeyes, but those used to be my favorite treat. I don't know that I really have a favorite now at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be hard to narrow down. Now,
Yeah.
this is probably, maybe this isn't politically correct, but somebody a few years back made for my extended family a treat that, whether they called it this or we called it this, it came to be known as a redneck Reese's. And what it is it's two saltine crackers with peanut butter dipped in chocolate.
I have had those.
Have you?
Yes.
Man, yeah, that's good. Or have you
I,
ever had? Go ahead.
I was gonna say I didn't know that they were called Redneck Reese's, but
Well,
yeah, I've had
yeah.
those. We
Well, because
we
you could
we
kind
had
of
them.
see like it's a Reese's, but it's like
We
like a easy
Yeah,
down home way to do it.
we'd made them with Ritz crackers that are round,
Okay. Okay.
so they
Yeah.
looked kind of like Reese's.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, have you ever had where they somehow like they take like Oreo cookies and kind of squish that all up in a ball? Um, So
Yeah.
and then dip it in white chocolate. Oh man,
Yep. Yep.
that is probably one of the best too. And there's oh man, there's several cookies. My mom would make a cookie with like a part of an Andes mint inside. I think she called them mint
Okay.
starlight surprises. She's got another one that I don't remember what it's called and even what the filling is, but it actually comes up and curls. It almost looks like a little gift bag in a sense, if you will. The cookie
Hmm.
does, and it
Yeah.
has this crunchy stuff in the middle. She's quite a cook, but anyway, those are good. And yeah, peanut butter balls and yeah, so
Hmm.
um, good stuff. Now going back one thing here, might need to clarify. When I go back to Jesus, I'm not really joking about that so much. I know it sounds like this super spiritual, but how many times? Think about, okay, this is our serious moment in the podcast here. For how many people is Jesus not a part of Christmas?
Hmm.
You know, it's the gifts, it's the family, it's the food, it's the lights, it's the music, and
Yep.
then the holiday's over. You know, and maybe they
Probably the
sort
vast
of,
majority.
yeah, and maybe sort of countenance that it's a Christian holiday or whatever, but how important
Yeah.
it is to realize that.
It's cultural appropriation is what it is.
Yeah.
And we as
Oh, good
Christians
one.
should be mad
That's
that
right.
people who are not Christians celebrate Christmas because they're appropriating our culture, right?
So do you think maybe we should like loot stores and just go in and steal stuff and burn down buildings just to publicly demonstrate that the spirit of wait, no, never mind.
Yeah, no,
Um,
Merry Christmas, smash and grab. To me,
I feel a new song coming on.
Merry Christmas to
Okay,
me.
one other question I've got here.
All right.
What is, and this is gonna be this may be the hardest for you to answer.
Hmm.
What is one thing you really want for Christmas?
Um, hmm. One thing I really want for Christmas. Okay, my mind just went to a really weird place.
Okay.
I want to remodel our chicken house. Um,
yeah, I saw that one coming.
no, it's like that's where my mind goes when people ask me, what would you want? What would you want? There's not like a specific thing that I'd be like, oh, I really want that thing. I'd kind of rather just take that building that's out there right now housing chickens and get rid of all those, birds that aren't laying eggs anymore and remodel the building and make like a little cottage out of it so that when we have company, we can have a good place to put them.
Whoa. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. That's neat. That's neat.
That's kind of where my mind went.
See, now
Yeah.
mine's similar, except that I don't have maybe like this grandiose project in mind. I just want the day off. I just want a relaxing day. You know, you can sit
Yeah.
around and just kind of putz on this, or no obligations or expectations that when you do this, we need to be here. I want you to get this
Yeah.
done, or whatever. It
And by day off, you probably mean actually off.
right.
Isn't it? It's weird how our days off sometimes are just as tiring because you're doing other kinds of work, right? And you're mentally engaged with something that's still work.
Well,
And yeah. Oh.
well, and if you have a family, you don't, oftentimes get a day off. I mean, there's
Yeah.
things to do or other people's needs to take care of and things like that. So
Yeah.
it's fine. But okay, hey, there you go. You passed. You passed. We'll let you continue
Okay.
on the podcast for another 100%.
Year. All right. I've got some fun things to ask you here. Just
okay.
And this is kind of simplistic. You've probably heard this before. This is the Christmas opposites game, or Christmas carols opposites game.
Carols opposites game.
Yeah, we don't have time to go through all of them because it would take too long. But basically, I'll read you a phrase.
Okay.
And it's the opposite of a Christmas carol. So you have to think in opposites here to tell me what the Christmas carol is. And I thought some of them were funny enough that I'd read them to you. Just to give you an example of one, just to test your knowledge here. This is a simple one. Cacophonous morning.
Silent night.
There you go. Silent night. Okay. That's an example of what this would be. So let me read you some others that I thought were thought inducing. Yes. Lucifer, awake the grouchy ladies. What do you think that one is?
Okay, wait. Lucifer, awake the grouchy ladies. Okay, so it's got to be something like angels sleep, men awake the grouchy. They put the angels put the men to sleep.
No, that's not it.
Okay, wait. Let's say
You give up?
I give up.
It's God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, by the way, I should preface this also by saying some of these are secular Christmas songs. They're not necessarily hymns, but they were just too funny to not do here. Here's another one. Okay.
Okay.
Grouchy young demon Scrooge.
Grouchy young demon Scrooge. Okay.
Yeah.
So it'd have to be joyful, old, angelic, Tiny Tim.
No,
Okay.
Give up.
Joyful. No, I give up.
It's jolly old Saint Nicholas. That's why I preface this by saying some of these are secular.
Yes.
Songs. Okay, so you didn't pass that one. Okay, so let's try another one.
I'm failing. I'm not sure I'm going to be on this podcast.
I know you're gonna get the boot. All right.
We're also putting applications out for another co-host.
one who can readily think in opposites. All right.
Right.
Ready?
Okay. Ready.
You four paupers from Harlem.
We three kings.
There you go. We three kings of Orient are
from Harlem. What's up with that?
I guess it's the opposite of the Orient.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. All right. Here's another one. Okay. I'm having hallucinations about Black Friday.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
There you go. That's it. All right. And one more. Here it is. Go away, all ye unbelieving.
Oh, come on, you faithful.
There you go. Funny. That's it. All right, that is the Christmas Carols Opposites game. I'll put a link to that in the show notes there. And if you want to look at the rest of those,
having
you can.
Hallucinations in Black Friday. Oh, man. I'm sorry, bud.
Oh, man.
Too much Thanksgiving. Well, thank you. And a Merry Christmas to all of you, our listeners. And we want to thank our patrons on every level, especially our elite patrons, though, for all that you do to support this podcast, especially in these couple difficult years. And and we wish you the best. And God gives the best, and that's found in Him. And trust that you'll seek Him as this new year comes in.
Yes, amen and amen. And all of you have a wonderful and happy Christmas.